Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it, as the New York Knicks are rolling, baby. The New York Knicks just had a huge win versus the Philadelphia 76ers last night at Wells Fargo Center, the final score being 128-92. The New York Knicks being in control for 4 quarters of basketball. And with the New York Knicks coming out victorious last night in a hectic environment, very passionate fans, the New York Knicks are now 5 games above 500 with a 20-15 record. We're currently the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, but we have a chance to bump ourselves up because it's actually a back-to-back, as we're headed from Philly to DC to take on the Washington Wizards tonight. And the New York Knicks last 3 games, when it comes to these wins, 2024, since the OG Anunoby trade, the New York Knicks have been playing some well-balanced basketball. You're telling me you enter the new year, you defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves on New Year's Day. Isaiah Hartenstein playing very good basketball. Jalen Brunson career high in assists. You see what the floor spacing does, the off-ball movement. They go on to beat the #1 ranked defensive team in the entire NBA. We know McDaniels, what he's able to do with switches, his versatility defensively. Anthony Towns, his offensive game. Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert protecting the rim. A veteran and Mike Conley, a very solid, well-balanced roster. And I really believe they're one piece away. And many analysts, many people when it comes to NBA, like organizations, reports, many people think this is a contender already of the Timberwolves when it comes to holding up that Larry O'Brien trophy. We go on to take care of business versus the Chicago Bulls. Andre Drummond, ridiculous rebound percentage, up there with Dennis Rodman all time. That's how well he's rebounding the basketball. And I feel like they're playing with more swagger before Zach LaVine comes back, because I believe he's coming back very soon from that injury. Kobe White's development, scoring the basketball. His efficiency kind of dipped off from 3, but he's been playing some good basketball when it comes to scoring the rock. And then you take on the Philadelphia 76ers, MVP candidate, the reigning MVP of Joel Embiid. He's averaging 34 points per game this season, career high in assists. He's crashing the glass. He's averaging a block. What Maxey brings to the table. No James Harden to Maxey. He's really scoring the ball at a very high clip, averaging nearly 26 points per game. He's distributing the ball. He's distributing the rock with 6 assists per game as well. He's fast. He's twitchy. He's a good player. And this was going to be a very tough win for the New York Knicks. But for the New York Knicks to be in this position, we're taking on the Wizards next. We have a chance to be 21-15. I believe jump up to that 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. I just feel like there's more floor spacing. They have to defend the 3-point line, which opens up so much more for Jalen Brunson in the interior and his mid-range game. But the New York Knicks just played with the juice. They played with so much energy. They played with so much tenacity tonight. There was some stagnant moments offensively in that first quarter. You had Jalen Brunson that was really cooking at a whole other level. He finished with 29 points, extremely good efficiency, continues to be very efficient when it comes downtown. He only had 2 assists, but he had Josh Hart initiating offense, really playing hard defensively, rebounding the heck out of the basketball. But he also had 10 points. I thought he had a complete game. He was definitely one of the main reasons the New York Knicks were able to come out and win this basketball game. But with Randle only going 1 for 11, 8 points. You have Brunson cooking early on. I was kind of scared because Maxey was getting some transition buckets. Tobias Harris knocked down a jumper. He got a bucket around the interior, but the New York Knicks didn't have to worry about it because Miles McBride checks in the game. This dude wasn't missing. The Knicks were down 10 points when it came to the first quarter, but the most we ended up being up by was 38 points, just taking care of business from that first quarter to the fourth quarter. Miles McBride checks in the game, gives us the lead, hits 4 3-pointers, just nice pump fake on the right wing to get Tyrese Maxey up in the air. Quick release, knock down the right wing free ball, getting the 3 within the flow of the offense. I believe he went to the free throw line once as well. He had 15 points, but I thought that really gave us a lot of energy because then you had Josh Hart taking it coast to coast, and then he was able to finish in transition, and we were up only a few, like 4 points when it came to the end of the first quarter. But even though Julius Randle didn't step up, and I mentioned Tobias Harris, you know how many points Tobias Harris had after getting that bucket, in the first quarter? He scored 3 more points. He had 5 points this entire game. He's getting paid nearly $40 million this year, and I felt he didn't play with that want. He didn't play with that urgency that Sixers fans want from him. So if you want to win, you need Tobias Harris to step up. You need Batum to step up. You know how many points Batum had as a starter? 0 points. You had Embiid that managed to have 30 points. He had 10 rebounds. He did his thing. He was 1 from 3. But Joel Embiid, it wasn't a complete dominant 30-point game. I thought we were physical with him. He went to the free throw line 10 times. He had a play that was kind of off script that Hartenstein fell to the floor and Embiid was able to throw it down. But when you hold Embiid to 43% shooting, you take that for a big man. Someone that's 7 foot, you hold him to 43% shooting, you're okay with that. Tyrese Maxey, you got some easy buckets when it came to transition. You have to give credit to the Philadelphia 76ers there. but I thought we really tired him out. When you have someone with OG Anunoby with his length, he's 6'7", long wingspan, good athlete, good lateral quickness, and Maxi's going to get his buckets. He's going to get to the cup. He's probably going to make the All-Star team. He managed to have 27 points. But he shot 1 of 7 from 3, 45% from the field. Good start, but I thought we tired him out, and he got tired legs. He missed an open right wing 3-ball. He missed a contested bucket around the rim. Yeah, it's contested, but he usually makes those. So I thought OG Anunoby did a really good job getting up in his jersey. And when it came to scoring, offensively, we had a good defensive game. Dante DiVincenzo scrappy, OG scrappy, Randall had some solid moments defensively, even Brunson. I just thought everyone, Josh Hart came off the bench, played very well defensively. He had Grimes, McBride, just tons of players. Hartenstein, I thought, played extremely solid, or the best he could, up against someone with Joel Embiid, who's an MVP candidate and someone who just won MVP. But from the second quarter to the fourth quarter, just everyone is scoring for the New York Knicks. The way we were initiating offense, even though OG Anunoby wasn't knocking down the three at a very high clip, you still have to respect it, which opens up a lot when it comes to floor spacing wise. But Dante DiVincenzo, he knocks down 4 threes. He had 14 points, I believe, in this basketball game. Again, Randall only had 8 points, but he had Jalen Brunson 29 points, very solid efficiency in this basketball game. OG Anunoby played scrappy defense. He had 11 points. He had a very nice bucket off of off-ball movement that I really liked. He had a timely shot clock shot. The shot clock's winding down, just has to throw up a 3 from the top of the key, and he was able to execute off of that. And despite him not scoring a lot of field goals, I did like that he got to the free throw line, and he had a very solid pass when it came to second quarter, initiating some offense. But it really came down to tempo. It came down to, obviously, defensively, on-ball defense, and when it comes to the interior, when it comes to the outside, Josh Hart pushing the pace, because that was our best half when it came to the first half, when it came to three-point shooting this season and getting points in transition. The Philadelphia 76ers did score more points than us when it came to the paint. They scored 2 more paint points, but we were better on the boards. But shout out to Josh Hart. This dude was tremendous. He beat the buzzer when it came to the end of the first quarter. Throughout this game, he played well. He had 10 points. He had 15 rebounds. He had 6 assists. Just very efficient, making his presence felt, clogging the lanes, communicating well. He grabs big-time rebounds. He had 3 offensive rebounds in this basketball game, giving us a few brand new possessions, on the offense side of the basketball, which is huge, especially with no Mitchell Robinson. But you had Josh Hart with 10 points. You had Dante scoring. Grimes comes off the bench. He has 19 points. I talk about McBride getting hot. They had no answer for Jalen Brunson in one-on-one situations. Continues to shoot it very well from 3. Just got to the mid-range, got to the floater. It was pretty much showing everything. So even though with Embiid and Maxey scoring, you have Tobias with 5 points, playing with no motor. Nicholas Batum didn't even feel like he was getting involved out there. Embiid had 30, but it was on 43% shooting, wasn't crazy efficient. Maxey had he scored the ball very well, but he wasn't extremely efficient. And then you look at their bench. Their bench didn't step up. 17 minutes, Marcus Morris has 0 points. You're not going to win games like that when your bench isn't stepping up, compared to the Knicks bench, which is playing at a very high level. And then you have Brunson on top of that, and DiVincenzo that's stepping up. And Hartenstein had one of his best offensive games as a pro. His career high in the NBA is 19 points. He finished with 17 points last night. There were some plays he was going right at Joel Embiid, with that left hand, with the physicality, because Hartenstein's a strong dude, and I trust him a little more in the playoffs than Nerlens Noel when we get there, because at least we know he has that floater, he has a solid touch. But 17 points for Isaiah Hartenstein. He had 6 rebounds, he had 5 assists, he had a very nice block on Joel Embiid when it came to the fourth quarter, which led to a Grimes and 1 finish in transition, which was a very awesome play. Near back-to-back plays, Jalen Brunson picked Embiid's pocket, no one calling it out, no one saying behind, someone's about to steal the ball. Brunson thought he had a rim grazer dunk, and then he just kind of ended up laying it up and in, and then Hartenstein ended up blocking Embiid. But I just thought we had another level of intensity. We held the Philadelphia 76ers to just 6 made 3 balls. We managed to make 18 threes, so I thought we did a really good job initiating offense for each other, pushing the pace, really competing on the defense side of the basketball. But when you look at the box score here for the Philadelphia 76ers, they just straight up just didn't have enough offense. They didn't have enough offense. You got to give credit to the Knicks defensively. But their depth, you would think it got a little bit better from the Harden trade, but it didn't step up last night. And it's just not a very well-balanced machine, Jaden Springer missed an open 3. I remember kind of a big moment when they could have cut it to 13, because we were up as many as 38 points in this basketball game. But Jaden Springer, 15 minutes, still kind of a raw player out of Tennessee, 1 for 7 from the field, 3 points. Patrick Beverley, we know he's a defensive demon, but in 14 minutes, 2 points. We know he's not going to score a lot. Mo Bamba came in garbage time. Paul Reed, 12 minutes, 6 points. I guess Nick Nurse didn't like the matchup for Paul Reed out there. Daniel House is more of a defensive guy. 22 minutes, 2 points. Kenyon Moore came in at really garbage time, 7 minutes. But then you have Marcus Morris with 0 points. Your leading scorer off the bench was Paul Reed with 6 points when it was really, really garbage time. You needed Oubre to explode for like 30 if you wanted to make this a game. He had 15 points. He did his job. Seven rebounds. But it really came down to Harris. 5 points for Harris. You take 6 shots in 24 minutes. Unacceptable. And even though Randall didn't score a lot, he still finished with 5 assists, grabbed some boards. But Embiid 10 of 23 shooting, Maxey 9 of 20 from the field. He was 1 for 7 from 3 though. Missed an open 3 on that right wing. Precious Achiuwa did check in the game, hit a 3, had a bucket around the interior when it came to the fourth quarter. But Josh Hart definitely up there for player of the game. Grimes competing defensively and scoring, like with McBride as well. When you get the shot falling with the defense, that is scary right there. Malachi Flynn came in garbage time. Same thing with Jericho Sims. But you got to be proud of this Knicks group. They're 20-15. We play the Wizards tonight. Hopefully that's not a trap game. The Wizards are one of the worst teams in basketball. But let me know down below your thoughts on this win by the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks took care of business. We were better when it came to the rebounding department, when it came to assists, knocking down the 3 ball, the bench contributing. Jalen Brunson was very efficient. I'm not going to say he was better than their other star player because they didn't get team contribution. But at the end of the day, it is a team game, and the New York Knicks stepped up. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.